works. My name is Andrea Ferguson. Again, thank you for being here for this mindfulness session. This is a really important conversation, and so we're going to dive a bit into the topic, understanding how psychological and emotional stress is one of the reasons why we get sick, one of the reasons why we go to the doctor in the first place, and negative recurring patterns can manifest physically from that. So what are the strategies that help us to rewire our thinking and to break our unhealthy habits, and how do we get better? How do we get better? After we talk about that, as I said, we'll go into some affirmations, and then after the affirmations, we'll bring you on stage to share your thoughts about the link between thoughts and health, and maybe how you have experienced change in your own body, in your own mind, by thinking differently and giving yourself a healthier lifestyle. So let's dive right into it. What are the 3 things that are responsible for this? And first of all, let me know if you do agree. Are your thoughts making you sick? Show of thumbs for those that believe, or hearts if you think, yes, our thoughts are making us sick. Yes, our thoughts are making us sick. So yes, the answer is yes, our thoughts do contribute to that. There's this thing, and Joe Dispenza talks about it quite a lot. Have you heard of Joe Dispenza? He's a doctor, and he talks about the intersection of neuroscience, and I'm not going to overload you with that. I'm just going to give you 3 things, 3 key points that make this all make sense. There's something called the thought emotion loop and physical manifestation. This is going to blow your mind. But your thoughts trigger emotions. Your thoughts trigger emotions. Every thought we have produces a biochemical reaction in the body. And when we experience negative or stressful thoughts, they release chemicals that make us feel a certain way. Maybe it's uneasiness, maybe it's anxiousness, or if it's a positive one, maybe it's the complete opposite. Maybe you feel calm and peace if you're not thinking negative or stressful thoughts. So that is the thought that triggers the emotion. And when you have prolonged negative states of emotion that harms the body, this continual exposure to stress chemicals is what leads to inflammation and disease. So in essence, by thinking the same stressful thoughts again and again and again and again and again, we reinforce negative patterns, and we create this feedback loop of poor health. And that's just by thinking in a negative state. Do you see the importance of why you should be around positive people? Not the fake toxic positivity, but the ones that don't stress you out. It's okay to put yourself first when it comes to what's going to put you in a prolonged state mentally, because you're creating a feedback loop and you don't want to have poor health. And so one way to interrupt this loop is by becoming aware of the thoughts and emotions that you have without judgment. This is similar to observing clouds passing by in the sky. You can even imagine it right now, right? Whenever you look up in the sky and you see these clouds forming, they come and they go. And if you have this kind of mindful observation, this practice is what's going to help you not get entangled in the negativity. And that'll help reduce the harmful physical effects. Because let's be honest, when thoughts come to us, we cannot always control what they are. But you can control how long you entertain it. You can control how you dwell on it, how you deal with it. You can control whether or not to get back into that environment. So, thought, emotion loop, and physical manifestation, that's the first point. Give me a thumbs up if that makes sense to you. All right. The next thing is the power of habitual thinking. And I kind of alluded to this, right? But the power of habitual thinking. The brain is so malleable. It's changeable. And it can be rewired. You can change. Your brain can change through repeated thought patterns. And what negative thoughts do, they carve deep neural pathways, making it easier to fall into the same patterns of thinking over and over and over and over again. And this repetitive and negative thinking is what can contribute to chronic health conditions, mentally, physically. It's basically a manifestation of chronic conditions. But when you focus on the present moment, when you anchor yourself in the present moment by gently bringing the mind back when it wanders, that's when it's possible for you to create a new, healthier neural pathway. And over time, this replaces that old, harmful pattern. Thumbs up if that makes sense. The power of habitual thinking. The power of habitual thinking. So we have the thought emotion loop, the power of habitual thinking, and then the last one. This is actually my favorite one. It's healing through elevated emotions. I had no idea. I mean, I knew it because I talk about this. We're here every single day, 7 a.m. Central Time, every single day. Make sure that you are following me and Shanae Moray, founder of Growth Academy, and Shankar Ponsale, CEO and brand building expert. Make sure that you follow all of us. I do this. We're here every single day so that you can get healing through elevated emotions, because mindfulness is so key to this. It is what's really going to give you a breakthrough, and it's what's going to change you from having thoughts that make you sick to thoughts that make you well. And the way you do this is you change the narrative. Change the narrative. And that's what we do with mindfulness, with affirmations, with the visualization. So instead of getting trapped in the past or even potential future disasters, guess what we do? We shift our focus to gratitude, to love, and joy. And what that does, it alters your brain chemistry, your biochemistry. That's it. Focus on gratitude, on love, and on joy. And these elevated emotions can lead to the release of positive chemicals, promoting your healing. I know that probably sounds too good to be true, but it is the truth. How about that? Instead of dwelling on the negative, you start to dwell on gratitude, love, and joy. Now notice, I didn't say the positive. I said on gratitude, on love and on joy. That's your antidote. That literally releases positive chemicals in your brain to promote your healing. And I don't just mean your emotional healing, although that's super, super important. Your physical healing, because there is a mind-body connection. Your body is going to follow suit. It's going to do what the chemicals in your brain are telling it to do. So Joe Dispenza speaks on the potential to pre-experience a healthier future through visualization. And if you're familiar with Tony Robbins and Oprah Winfrey and any of the entrepreneurs that we hear that are household names, they will agree. This can prime the body to begin the healing process just by, quote, pre-experiencing a healthier future. So how do you do that? Well, instead of letting life happen to you by default, you begin to no longer be the program. You change your mind. You actively visualize your future. You think of it. You have a goal. You have something that you want. Ask yourself, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? There's power in creativity. You can create your personal reality by changing your personality, the way you behave, the way you think. That's how it starts. Your thoughts will lead to your behavior, your actions, your character, ultimately your destiny. But start by asking yourself, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? It's healing, isn't it, to just even think about how you can create your own reality. Now, grounding yourself in the present might sound like a contradiction to thinking about what you want and the future, but actually feeling every sensation and truly experiencing every moment can lead you to a state of awareness where healing emotions are more easily accessible. So if I'm saying, what do I want? What do I want? And you're saying, Andrea, I just want to be healthy. I just want to be healed. Your brain is going to look for ways for that to happen. Your brain is going to look for ways to support you getting your healing by eating healthier, by working out more, by sleeping more, by staying away from negative, stressful people, by taking care of yourself. But you need to have this deepened awareness. Ground yourself in the present. Feel every sensation. And when you are thinking about your healing, thinking about what it would be like to experience bliss in your body, that feeling, that emotion is anchoring as well. It's so tangible. It's easier for your body and your mind to agree and believe in it and to do it. I found that to be absolutely incredible. And that's why it's so important that you come every day to these mindfulness sessions. One of the best things that you can do, because science shows and supports that when you learn and understand the process of science of what happens to your body, that it is boosting your own confidence in the efficacy of these techniques and the truthfulness of what you're hearing. And that creates an even better mind-body connection. Just understanding physiologically what is happening to you brings you benefits. Just understanding what happens, like when you exercise, for example, the physiological benefits to your body motivates you to have consistent workouts. Give me a heart if you think that that is absolutely fascinating and unreal, just by understanding what happens to you when you get fit, when you eat better, when you sleep better. Gives you confidence in yourself to continue to do that. And that's why you need to understand. Science is now the language that we use to talk about this, but our ancestors have been knowing this for a long time. Why it's important to have a practice, a strong commitment to meditation and visualization, and last but not least, emotional regulation. Emotional regulation, because if you know that upsetting yourself is going to release negative chemicals in your brain, which is going to make you sick, maybe you'll stop doing it. And how do we do that? We take ownership of our health. We take ownership of our mind by just taking a few moments. In fact, let's do it together, because this is going to reset your nervous system. If you haven't invited people in, you can still do that right now so that they can have this reset as well. This is a little hack that's super cool. Put your hand over your heart. Take a deep breath in and out. And repeat after me. I am safe. I am okay. I am loved. I am safe. I am okay. I am loved. So when you're having a hard time, when you're going through something where your emotions start to rise, or it's getting challenging, you can calm yourself down by saying that. Breathe. Observe what's happening non-judgmentally. Scan your body, figure out what's going on, the sensations, and savor the moment. That means living in the present. Gain this deeper awareness and understanding of yourself. That's useful to you. Could you give me a heart as a reaction? Awesome. I asked the other day if you could do something different, go to a different place than usual, because that also helps us to learn better when we do different things we never did before, or doing the same thing but in a different way. Could be as easy as leaving your house and going a different direction. Sinead talks about that. If you always go left, go right. If you always go right, go left. Shankar and I, Shankar Poncelet, who is up here on the stage as well, we are actually recording from Amsterdam, Netherlands, and not our usual San Antonio, Texas home, but we're coming to you because we strongly, deeply believe, all three of us, that the key to your emotional wellness is mindfulness, emotional regulation, taking control of your thoughts that control your body and ultimately control your destiny. So that's why we believe it's important to educate yourself about even the science that talks about how your body can heal. and your mind. So now that we understand the why and the how, and by the way, how many of you did commit to doing something different over the weekend? You went someplace new, you did something new, different. Yes. Can you also commit today to being mindful? Interrupt the loop in your brain when something negative happens. Can you become more aware of your thoughts and emotions without judgment? Can you see them passing like clouds in the sky and not get entangled in the negativity? Can you breathe deeply and shift that focus to gratitude, love, and joy? If you can do that, please react with a heart. Want to know who you are? Awesome. Well, it's time to go into our affirmations. Just a couple. I'm going to give you a chance to react. Just take a deep breath and let it out. I am committed to focusing on the present moment. I have the power to change my narrative. I commit to grounding myself deeply in the present. I repeat thoughts that are helpful. I commit to giving myself time to learn new things. I think we know the answer now. We started with the question, are your thoughts making you sick? And the answer is, if your thoughts can make you sick, they can also make you well. And now we know change begins by breaking old patterns and believing in a healthier future. I would like to ask Shanae and Shankar if you have any thoughts, and then we'll take a minute or so from the audience before we wrap up with a visualization.
Yeah, I absolutely have thoughts. I mean, everything you teach us here is so powerful, but the strength really comes out when you apply it. I think that was a large part of what you tried to convey today. And what I can say is that when you actually get placed into a completely different environment, such as we are in right now, new time zone, completely different time zone, also new environment in terms of how you work. Typically, we are used to being set up with a nice office and with all the placements and tech gadgets that we need. And right now, for example, I have my temporary office set up in the kitchen, and it's just something where you need to use the strategies you teach to truly put yourself in a mindset where you say, okay, this might not be your home office, but you have the huge opportunity to spend some time with your mother in Amsterdam, and you have the opportunity to be flexible like that. And not everybody even has the flexibility and the opportunity to do that. And when you do that, then of course the gratitude and the growth mindset changes everything. This morning, actually, you taught me yet again by example that it is very possible to just instantaneously turn every nuisance that might be grounded in unfamiliarity into something to be grateful for. Again, it's important to apply our lessons, the lessons you teach us, during the moments where it is most difficult, and then there's the biggest growth that can be enjoyed. And if anyone here in the audience has a particularly hard day or inconvenient day, then there's even more reason to try a few tricks that Andrea shares with us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shankar. Shanae, would you like to add anything?
Yes, go to ugrow.club to join the video challenge, www.ugrow.club. And Shankar, don't throw shade at your mom's kitchen like that.
I'll send you a picture later.
Is she giving you a dirty look right now?
What he neglects to mention is when you look over out the window, there is actually a beautiful set of yachts on the river that are passing by. So.
Yes, it's very beautiful. I know we'll be live. Are we gonna be live soon? And I'll show the video live. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and in all seriousness, you know, if you watch that episode with Joe Dispenza and stuff, at the end of the day, like, feelings follow action. Action don't follow feelings. So only when you start to take action will you start to feel different. And for anyone in the room that wants to grow their personal brand, the challenge is not a feeling challenge, it's an action challenge. So you'll inevitably feel different. And again, you could click any one of our faces and register. Thank you.
Well, with that, let us close you out with a visualization as you continue to go about your day. Just begin by taking 3 deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and exhaling slowly through your mouth. All right. Now remember to keep this anchored feeling of serenity, and we will see you back here for another mindfulness session for entrepreneurs. If you've enjoyed this one and you'd like another one like it, please do give a heart. We appreciate you. We love you. God bless you. Have a mindful day, and don't forget to boss your thoughts. Bye-bye now.